Welcome everyone. I'm your host Brian Alvarez, and today I'm interviewing a special artist from Chicago, Illinois. My goal is for you to learn more about him, and hopefully you get to check out more of his music. So without further ado, welcome Dryboy.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you
Hi,
doing? How you
how you
doing?
doing, man? I seen you were doing a video yesterday.
Yeah, with Chris Vergara,
Yeah,
super talented individual from Chicago. He also did the most recent song Habits as well.
yeah,
So, I mean, after Habits, I was like, well, I gotta lock in with him. So,
yeah. I got a funny story about that Habits video. I was my buddy Carlos, he's a videographer too. He had sent me your director's story about that video that he needed help, but he sent it to me, but I didn't end up reaching out because I do
mm,
videography too. But yeah, it's
really?
a little
So
little
you
story.
were gonna possibly be there?
Yeah,
Wow,
I do you know Patrick Appella?
Patrick. I can't
He
say I
he
do.
was there, but
Really,
yeah, he went to help out. But yeah,
man.
it's a little.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was a great shoot. It was a great shoot. It would have been cool to have you there.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Was that in Joliet or Plainfield?
No, I think
Or
it was in Plainfield
yeah,
actually. It was a bit far away, from at least where I stayed at the time. But yeah, it was at a motel. And it was
yeah,
really cool because at the end of the shoot, well actually during the whole shoot, a lot of people from the motels would come out because people actually lived there.
yeah.
And they were coming out and they're like, "What's going on? What's going
Right.
on?" There were like kids coming down like on scooters and stuff. Like I
Oh
was
yeah.
just talking to them. They're like taking videos and
Oh yeah.
everything. It was really cool. Like it's like this little community, but they all came out.
That's what's
Yeah,
up,
it
man.
was a vibe.
So the video you were shooting for yesterday, that's for an unreleased song, obviously, right? And then,
Yeah,
yeah.
unreleased. But
Oh yeah.
I will say it's coming soon.
That's fire. Yo.
Coming very, very soon. And I think it's really pushing this new wave of music that I'm trying to give out. Like I feel like Habits was the first stepping stone for that. The sound that I'm really trying to give out. It's a mix with a lot of genres, but
But yeah, we'll talk a little about what you have coming up next later. But so where'd you grow up, and what were you like doing growing up as a kid?
yeah. So I grew up in a small town called DeKalb.
Okay.
Uh, Most people know it because of NIU,
Yeah.
but I grew up over there. I actually started dancing first.
Yeah.
So my childhood was revolved around dancing. I was dancing at like fifth grade, at like all the little fifth grade, like you digs.
Yeah.
I took like little dance classes here and there. And it wasn't until like sixth grade when talent shows were a thing at the middle school. I was like getting into it like heavy, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like super heavy.
Who would you say is a better dancer, Michael Jackson or Chris Brown?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Because I feel like low key everyone kind of like everyone grabbed a lot of stuff from Michael.
Inspired from
Yeah,
him.
super
Yeah.
inspired, like mad inspired by Michael. So gotta give it to Michael for that for
Oh
sure.
yeah. So do you still like dance at all here and there? And nah, not
So
really.
like sometimes I'll do like the bedroom dance,
Yeah.
play something and just dance around my room to myself.
Right.
But no, I low key haven't been dancing much. I want to get back into it, and I definitely want to get back into it for shows eventually. And I
That'd be
feel
dope.
like again, this new music would push that for sure. Like
Would in your like performances, would you ever have like backup dancers like or like while you're performing type shit?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'd be raw.
100%. That
Yeah.
would be so hard.
Oh yeah.
Like BTS. BTS is
Yeah.
hard. Like they be going crazy,
Bro,
bro.
their
Yeah.
fan base is crazy
Oh
out there.
yeah.
But
Super dumb.
damn. So who are you listening to like while growing up?
I listen to a lot of music. Um I listen to a lot of Bad Bunny. I
Oh
listen to
yeah.
a lot of Jay Cortez. Lately I've been listening to a lot of Spanish music, so a lot of reggaeton, Fade. But when it comes to like alternative music, that's like something I'm really into right now. I've been listening to like a lot of Gus Dapperton,
Yeah.
Claro, Biba Doobie, and I feel like a lot of those artists, I'm taking a bit of inspiration from, uh, to put into the music. And I kind of gravitate more towards artists that I'm like, I want to make something like this when it comes to like listening to like, wow, I really like the sounds that they chose for this production.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you know how to play the guitar or you're learning still?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I picked up the guitar I'd say 2 years ago.
Mhm.
About 2 years ago, but I would just dabble with it here and then, right?
Right.
Then I started really getting into like YouTube videos and tutorials and watching all these people go like do crazy stuff. I'm like, wow, like
Yeah.
there's so much you could do with this. And I started really locking in on it. And now I'm finally able to like make songs like completely off of the guitar, like chord progressions and everything. I feel like, you know, learning an instrument is like super key to like writing music, honestly.
Yeah.
It's super valuable because when you have the freedom to create a song the way that you want it to be done, it's like nothing can go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important you also have total control when it comes to production And then
Exactly.
also with that, like that's how you could like structure your lyrics and stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
you had total
100%.
control.
You only need like a simple chord progression, like 3 chords, and from that you can literally write like a whole song. Hit up your boy and like, yo, can you throw some bass on this or something? And bam,
Right.
it's a smash, you know.
So, are you producing your own music, or do you?
So yeah, lately I have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, lately I've been producing a lot of my stuff. I've been working a lot with this dude named Cody out in LA.
Okay.
Out in LA, it's kind of crazy. It seems like the wave out there is to like produce your own stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Shit.
And I went out there not doing that. I went out there not producing like at all, and then a year later, I'm like, whoa, like I'm really getting into this and producing like a lot of my own stuff. But this recent one, I did the guitar on.
Yeah, that's what's up. And then, so when was like your first time that you started getting into like music? I know you said like your first song was Lost, and you had 10K in a month, was it? Yeah. So did you first start off with like friends as for like fun, or how did it like progress into like something serious?
Yeah, so it actually kind of started with dancing. So at the end of dance rehearsals and stuff, we would throw in beats and freestyle a lot of times, and it was always super fun. And I was like, man, this is super cool if I like were to take this serious. And I would write a lot. I had like a Galaxy Note at the time,
Yeah.
so I was like Android gang, and I was just like
Yeah.
writing. Like I would just write stuff out because you could write in it, and it would like type it out in words for you.
Right.
So I would just like write a bunch of stuff, rhyme schemes, lyrics together, and just throw them around. And it wasn't until probably junior year of high school, me and some buddies like we just got together, built a weird studio, like trash studio,
Yeah.
like in his closet with like memory foam stuff, like just to
Right.
make it, sound somewhat. And I recorded Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recorded Lost, and I was like, man, this song needs to drop. I was like, I need to drop this. Like, I need to put my name towards this. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was like, this is gonna be something with me on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So
I had to drop that, and yeah, that was the first song. Yeah, it did 10K like pretty quick, and I was like, whoa. I was like, maybe I should keep doing this, like for real, because I
Right.
enjoyed it. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, if people are enjoying it, like, why not? You know?
Yeah. So, when was like the first time that someone like reached out or like gave you recognition for your music?
Honestly, it first started off at like the high school level. A
Yeah.
lot of people that didn't know I was going to start making music were like, whoa, like we knew you as a dancer,
Right.
but like your music is cold.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa. Like it was just it was kind of overwhelming at the time too. Like, cause I honestly dropped it and I didn't expect anything, you know. I was just
Right.
like, I'm gonna just put this out here. You know?
That's crazy. And that was in was that what year was that?
That was 2017.
2017. Yeah, man. 2016. I felt like I don't know. I felt like there was something in there. Like everything crazy was happening. Like Uzi in 2016. Like there was a bunch of like sound. That was like the sound color and
Yeah,
like, shit was
nah,
popping.
Uzi was crazy. I
Yeah.
remember in high school, I was just in the lunchroom, and someone just like pulled out their phone and was like, "Yo, check out this artist," and like we were just all there, like, "Whoa, like this is hard." Like, and it felt like around that time too, a lot of people wanted to start making music as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was crazy because I went to I think that was Cole concert that he hosted when Uzi came to Chicago.
Mm.
I went to that and it was pretty crazy. And I think while I was in line, I actually seen Cole, but that was when I didn't really like know him or knew about him back then. But yeah, what Uzi did back then, like
It was different. It
Yeah,
was different for
like
sure.
he influenced a lot of people. Like
Yeah, because I feel like at the time I was listening to like whatever was just coming on the radio, kind of just whatever was playing, and then this like kid came out and was just snapping on these beats I've never heard before either. So I was like, whoa, like this is tough.
So your first album was Bipolar in 2018. Tell me what that album meant to you.
Yeah, so bipolar, I feel like bipolar is bipolar, right? It was at its like simplest form.
Yeah.
I was going through a lot of stuff through high school, right?
Yeah.
Like, girl problems, also just like self-esteem issues, and then also anxiety, parties, not going to parties, like friend groups, not being a part of certain friend groups. It was just like a lot of stuff, right?
Right.
And I had a lot of friends at the time too who I would like hear stories from, maybe like relationships or drug abuse that they're going through, and I just kind of took all of this like in, right? And started just putting it out into each song. Like, I'd be like, you know what? Like this beat gives me the vibe of love, and I want to put like love into this song, right? So like, bam, this was love for the song. And then there was like, man, this song made me feel like crazy sad. Like this beat makes me feel like super down. Like what can I grab from my experience to put into that? And then bam, that was like the sad track of the album. And then we had some like hype stuff. We had some more romantic stuff. We had some more vibey stuff. I feel like Bipolar was really just an album to cater towards everyone's liking, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's important. Like people connect to that too, especially, and I mean, like everyone, like they connect to like an emotional message in the actual song rather than just listening to the beat. So it's always gonna be a good turnout for
People
everyone
like
listening.
realness.
Yeah, oh yeah. What kind of songs stuck out to you from that album for you?
From Bipolar,
Yeah,
probably Rockstar Heartbreak.
yeah,
I really liked Rockstar Heartbreak. I feel like also just musically, I was kind of experimenting a bit more with my voice, and I really liked the direction I was going with that. But like Rockstar Heartbreak, it was like definitely my favorite song. It was kind of a song just about feeling like you had like like the spotlight. So like every like wrong move you made is just kind of like even bigger, right? Because like high school stuff, like around my high school, if I did something like whack, everyone would know, right? And it
right.
didn't even have to be that whack, but everyone would find out, right?
Yeah,
And it would just kind of be blown up out of proportion. I feel like Rockstar Heartbreak's like that way. It's like, okay, like when you got a lot on the line and you mess up, it's just like even worse.
right. And then, so what did you like, especially like now, like what have you learned as an artist, to be better at your craft?
To be better at your craft, I think it really comes down to what the art is. You know, if you're an artist, I feel like you should focus on the art you're making, right? And I feel like that's something I've picked up along the years, especially out in LA, is that focus on the music, focus on the painting, you know, focus on the production of what you're doing. Everything else will fall into place. You got to trust the process and trust the universe, because the universe is going to lead you in the direction that you want, you know, but you got to trust it. And I feel like, yeah, I mean, if you want to be the best musician, your music needs to be the best. And the only way it's going to be the best is if you put in that work. And nothing's going to change that, right? It all comes down to you. So I feel like that's something I've really learned over these past years, is that focusing on the music is the biggest portion of everything, right?
Yeah, and what do you think some things like for you personally, that maybe can sidetrack you as an artist and that you've learned from?
Something that can sidetrack me.
Yeah, like whether it be not focusing on your craft as much as you should be. Right.
One thing that I feel like had me at loss was woman, honestly. I went through a really bad breakup, and I feel like during that time, I was not focused on music. I would pick up the guitar and I just couldn't even think of words, because the only thing on my mind was this person. So I feel like right now for me, especially, I feel like I got to focus on what I'm trying to do. I got to focus on the craft, and it comes back down to that last question. It comes down to the craft. You have to focus on the craft. There's going to be so many distractions. There's parties, you know, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things people tell you need to be here for this and this and this,
All right.
or it all starts with the music.
Yeah, I agree. And then, what would you say is something that helped you from focusing on your craft rather than focusing on those distractions?
Something that helped me focus on my craft is being around people that are also focused on their craft. You know, you got to be around the same group of people that are trying to make it.
Mm.
Like otherwise, it's like you're gonna be left behind.
Right.
You got to be around people that can push you.
Right.
And I feel like that's something that is key, super key. And I'm super grateful that I have amazing friends around me that are just pushing me. So am I. I'm pushing them, you know.
Oh yeah, that's how it should be, bro. Do you think you've always had like a support system growing up, or did you kind of have to like find people that had the same passion as you?
So I feel like, I mean, I did have to find that change in friends, because, well, I was a dancer, right? And
Right.
you know, my dancing friends aren't trying to go to the studio for 12 hours and, you know,
Right.
listen to the same beat on loop again, waiting
Yeah.
for me to write some stuff, right? So I had to change my friend group up. It was kind of tough, you know. Like I had to look around, like I was going to like open mics and stuff like that, just trying to meet more and more artists. But eventually, like it came to be something crazy, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Something
what's up.
solid.
Yeah. I also know you opened up for YB and Namir, right?
Hmm.
And then what other shows have you done like locally and shows in LA like that
Yeah.
you're currently doing?
So yes, I opened up for YB and Amir. Also opened up for Durk
Awesome.
about 2 years ago. That was crazy. That was at the Forge. Um, I did a show recently at the Mint in LA. It was a great show. It was completely like live band, live
Hell yeah.
guitar, live drums,
I love that, bro.
live vocals. Like no auto-tune, nothing. It was my first like show where I felt like this is what I want my shows to be like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those shows in the past though were really crazy. I feel like the shows in the city here, people get crazy. People get down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was a real important part of my career to perform in front of crowds like that because it kind of got over the anxiety and all that. Like, whoa, all these people are staring at me at such
Right.
an early time. Yeah.
Do you think you still suffer with that anxiety, or like or not on stage?
So it's kind of crazy, honestly. It's weird. I feel like I've talked to a lot of my friends and a lot of them feel the same way. The anxiety before a show is crazy. You're like, whoa, like, okay, do I look good? All right, do I sound good? You're like doing all the vocal warm-ups, everything. You're looking at yourself in the mirror in the bathroom, like mimicking, like holding the mic and stuff. But it's like as soon as you touch that stage, all of that goes away. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you touch that stage, it's like disappears because it's like, all right, I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone, and you really lock in. So yeah, sometimes I get that. I get that anxiety, but I feel like it's an anxiety that all artists go through.
Yeah, or just in general, like people
Mhm.
get nervous. I feel like that's important because I mean, you work under pressure, and that just puts you to the test, like whether you're in it or
If
or
you're
not.
in it or not,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where do you usually record your music at?
Yeah. So it stayed the same since I've started. Really, in my bedroom. That's where I cut all my demos. That's where I've been cutting actually the final vocals for a lot of my tracks. Uh, I think it's almost like necessary to have a setup in your bedroom.
Right.
I feel like that's a place where all right, no one's gonna bother me, and you can try stuff out, and no one will hear if it's like something wild, like oh wow, this sounds awful, like let me delete that,
Yeah.
or if it sounds crazy. I feel like yeah, the bedroom has always been like the main spot for me, just because you can really try anything you want, and no one's gonna hear, and you end up finding some crazy sounds that way, honestly. Uh, but I still go to studios, right? We still book those 12-hour sessions and stuff,
Right.
mainly when we want to cut the vocals or catch a vibe. If we want to catch a vibe, sometimes like, all right, yo, we haven't been really like been feeling it. Let's just book a 12-hour. Let's all flood it
Facts.
and let's just turn up. Like,
Oh yeah.
and we end up making like probably like 5 songs and it's straight. But then we're like, all right, let's hit the bedroom and just go crazy.
Hell yeah. Yeah, what's your writing process like?
So it's changed over the years. Lately, I've literally just been punching in,
Yeah.
and letting whatever comes to my mind really, really breathe. And I feel like it's different from just punching in like, oh, okay, run it back, okay, run it
Right.
back, okay. No, it's like in my bedroom is different, right? I
Right.
can actually sit there and think like, bag of chips, eat it, whatever I'm
Right.
doing. And if I'm like in a really, really sad mood, in a really, really just like down mood, I can really tap into my thoughts. And it's really easy for me to just click the spacebar button and record the next line. But another thing I've been doing a lot is just writing to chords, coming up with a set of chords and then writing to them, looping it on my voice memo, right? And then I'll just take out my pen and pad and just start writing. Normally start off with like a hook. That's like something that I've been like going through lately, is like making a hook each time
Mhm.
and then doing another hook in the verse, and it somehow works so good. Like doing like a hook as the verse and then like a real hook for the hook is like nuts. It's like a crazy little like cheat I've been like peeping.
That's what's up. So how would you say your current sound has changed from like when your first album? Like, cause I know you're like, what would you label that genre as? Would you like label that kind of like emo rap or?
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it, emo rap. I feel like my sound has changed a lot more. It's a lot more acoustic sounding, a lot more live sounding. I mean, I'm really pushing like more towards like a mix of this alternative with like My Chemical Romance and like Dominic Fike and some stuff. So it's changed a lot. I feel like love is still the main topic, because I'm a lover boy,
Yeah.
to the death of me. But I feel like the music has changed as well with like my vocals, my voice and everything. I feel like now that I have the capability of expanding my range, I'm not held to this like weight where I'm like, okay, I'm just rapping over the same beats all the time and kind of making the same song. Now I'm like, wow, I'm finally able to do what I've been wanting to do. And I feel like that's the best way to describe this new sound is I'm finally able to do what I want to do.
That's what's up. And I know you have a couple reggaeton songs. Are you gonna continue to make some Spanish songs? Or?
Yeah, I got a few in the vault.
Yeah.
I got a few in the vault. Some crazy ones, man.
That Bunny feature.
Hey, you never know.
One day,
put it in existence, you know. But now I have a lot of reggaeton songs unreleased. Coming out soon. Thinking more summertime, just because it's it's that summer vibe. Rolling with the windows down, the dembow hidden. You know, it's just different. I think we can look out for those in the summertime. I might drop some previews, you know.
What are some like reggaeton artists that you listen to?
Right now I've been listening to Fade. Fade is crazy. He's been dropping like every week almost. And I've been following him since like 2017. Like 2017, 2018. I was like, wow, this dude's dope. And he didn't really have like anything crazy, right? And then it wasn't until like probably this past year, I just saw him popping up like crazy again. Millions and millions of views across the board. And I'm like, yeah, he's finally getting the recognition he deserves. His flows are just different, man. He flows different on these reggaeton beats.
That's what's up. So what ethnicity are you, or where do your parents come from?
So my mom is Mexican. She's from Zacatecas, Mexico. And my dad is from the US. So Mexican and white. So I grew up with two different cultures, but it was really, really cool.
When's the last time? Have you been to Mexico at all?
Yeah. I used to go all the time with my mom to visit our grandparents.
That's what's up. Yeah, I haven't been since I was 5, man. My parents are from Michoacan.
Michoacan.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I mean, I'm kind of like the heritage is all there, so I need to go visit because I feel like I was born in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the suburbs my whole life, so.
It's a great time out there, I'll say. We used to, there's like this huge, because we'd also go to Tijuana.
Yeah. And
there's like this huge hill, and it has like, it's next to this junkyard. So you could like grab like huge pieces of plastic and like go to the top of this hill and just like ride down it. Like ride down this like dirt hill on like plastic, like going like, bro, we were going like 40. Damn. And it was like crazy fun. But yeah, no, Mexico is definitely lit.
That's fire. You gotta do a show out there sometime, bro.
Hey, soon.
That'd be fire.
It's gonna happen for sure.
So, I know you said you like traveling. If you could, where would you want to travel? Like right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Argentina. They just won the World Cup.
I know, man.
Man, I'm going there. They're lit over there right now.
That was a crazy World Cup, man.
Yeah, that was a nut game. What?
Yeah,
that was wild.
I mean, yeah, I feel like there was a bunch of like underdogs in Morocco. Like,
yeah. Everyone was cheering for them.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I was in the barbershop getting my hair cut.
Really?
Everyone was watching that game like crazy. Like everyone wanted them to win.
Yeah, I mean, I wish Mexico was decent this year, but they're complete ass, man.
Yeah, we don't speak on that, man.
But damn, do you game at all, or what do you do on your free time?
Yeah, I game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you play?
Super Smash Bros. Or Pokemon, or zombies, low key. So those are like my 3 rotations. I've been getting into FIFA a little bit just because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
I'm trash at it though. Absolute trash. I'm not good at it. But nah, Smash Bros. That's probably the only game I'm really like. I'm competitive in. Like if I lose, I'm like trying to figure out why I lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You play on the Wii U or what station?
Nah, I was playing on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch. I was getting like all the characters, all the DLC, going online, trying to get like my ranking up, playing people. I remember this one dude I played, he like DM'd me on IG and he was like, yo, like let's play, like I rock with your music, blah blah blah, because I put my Nintendo code up.
Yeah, your username?
Yeah, bro washed me. Bro was so cold. He knew what he was doing, bro. Like he was luring me into just destroying me, bro. I was like, all right, whatever.
When you're like kind of down or like in a different mood, who do you go to like listen to?
When I'm down in a different mood, it's always Clairo, and it's always the same song, Bags. Bags by Clairo. I felt the emotion in that song. I feel it. She's amazing. Yeah, Clairo, or sometimes I'll go to Gus Dapperton just because just an amazing artist.
Yeah, his voice is fire too. But
So fire.
yeah, especially yeah, I love like live concerts like that, like with the drums and like live guitar. Like
Oh
that's
yeah,
just super
I
fun.
actually saw Gus at a Cole Bennett pop up.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he performed there, and it was wild, just acoustic.
I
It's
was
crazy.
gonna try to see him last year, but I forgot what day he was coming to Chicago, so I
Mm,
missed out on that. But that'd be fire.
yeah.
What shit. Yeah. So Let's talk about like your current state. So when did you like move to LA?
So I moved to LA last year, around October.
Okay.
Um, it was a crazy process. I like drove out there
Oh shit.
and then took a flight back and then drove out there with another friend and then finally stayed there. Um, yeah, the move is different. It's a lot different in
Yeah.
terms of what's going on.
Right.
I feel like the city here, when I'm out here to get work done, it's a bit more slow paced. Out there, I feel like I'm I'm like always like onto the next thing, always onto the next thing. It's almost like there's never a day when the city sleeps.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's like the headquarters of like entertainment in general. Like everyone's
Literally.
grinding out there, bro. But so do you feel like when you come back to Chicago, like it's kind of like a vacation, or you feel like you're at home still, or
Yeah, I feel like I'm at home. I feel very, very calm here. It's nice coming back because sometimes the city over there could be overwhelming. And I
right?
feel like coming here, I'm surrounded by a lot of familiar faces, and just, you know, growing up around here is just like it just feels like home.
Nice. And then so like when you first started like settling in LA, did you like right away like are people like easy like to connect with, or is it kind of like I don't know, is pretty
So I'm like I'm just like an anxious guy. So me going up to people sometimes is just like not my forte.
yeah. Are
But
you
I
in
will say a lot of people are pretty like arms open. I
Yeah.
will say like I have not had a bad interaction there. Um, Everyone I've came to for help has helped me in terms of music. Like everyone's just super super welcoming. Um, yeah.
That's fire. What's your usual routine out there for you?
That's the crazy thing. The usual routine is like no routine.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, all right, wake up, brush my teeth, do what I gotta do, make some breakfast. Then I hit my home studio and I just start writing. I get to work right away. It's more so like I'm on kind of call for whatever's about to happen. So it's just like, yo, this is happening right now. Can you slide? I'm like, I'm there, right? It's kind of hard to plan stuff out there.
Yeah.
It's weird, yeah. It's kind of just seems like anything comes up in the air, so you always got to be kind of free. Yeah,
So have you met like any celebrity out there? Like
yeah. I've seen a few. I was actually at Justin Bieber's Pooh Bear Justin Bieber's writer. I was at his studio, and that was really cool. Saw the plaques. I got to play a few songs for people there, and that was pretty wild. Um, but yeah, there's always famous people everywhere.
right.
It's kind of to the point where you don't really like notice because you're just kind of so focused on what you're trying to do out there, and everyone's so focused on what they're trying to do out there. They're like, oh, that's so and so again.
Right.
I'm trying to get there, so let
Right.
me just get back to what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. So what are some things as far as your mindset, what are some things that keep you like moving forward every day?
The fans, and also, I mean, you got to be your biggest fan as well. You got to be your biggest form of motivation.
Yeah.
That, and obviously my family. Uh, I feel like if you don't believe in yourself like as much as your friend next to you, it's like, how are you? You can't bring a horse. You can bring a horse to a lake, right? But you can't force it to drink. And I feel like it's that same thing.
Yeah, I agree. It all starts with your mindset and
Yep.
obviously
You gotta love what you do. You gotta love what you're making.
right. And so yeah, what was like the first song that you like started writing in LA, if you remember?
Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive was one of the first songs I started making. We held on to it for a bit, but Dead or Alive was one of the first songs I made out there, and that was again one of the first songs where the chord progression, and I wrote to the chord progression, and I learned that just from a lot of people around there, and I almost felt like immediately I was kind of tapped into like the like basics of songwriting, because I feel like I kind of lacked that out here. I feel like no one was really like telling me like how to really get into that, but as soon as I got out there, it's like, oh bro, you should do this. You should do this. It's like everyone's just like, oh, cool. It's like all this information just coming to me for free. I was like, lit.
That's what's up. Who would you say is like some of the people that played a part in like helping you out with your like songwriting or just music in general?
So I had to say Split Mind for sure. Really, really dope producer, like family out there. They were one of the first people, my homie CD. He invited me out there. They got a little place in Santa Monica, and they were one of the first people to really like open their studio up to me and just be like, "Yo, just do what you do." And yeah, I got a lot of love for them. Got a lot of love for Cody. Cody Benjamin's a crazy producer and artist. Showed me a lot of love out there and has been teaching me a lot about songwriting and a lot about playing the guitar even. Yeah.
That's fire. What kind of guitar you rocking?
Right now I got a Telecaster, an offset Telecaster. It's a Squire series because that's the only ones that really do it, but it's so sick. I've been rocking with that a lot. I just love like the pink look, and the neck is like, it's fire. Like it just moves so clean when you're like playing.
Dude, that's cold. My grandpa, he had gifted us like a wooden acoustic guitar.
Okay.
And, so I picked it up maybe like during like quarantine a little bit, just kind of just to play some riffs in there, here and there. And then I bought a Squire just to get like that, because I really fuck with the electric guitar like sound, but the amp, like it doesn't have like the reverb and effects.
Just
and
like
stuff.
a normal amp.
Yeah, so it's plain. But yeah, I still got to pick up like learning the guitar more. But what would you say is like the hardest thing like for you, like
on guitar?
Yeah,
for learning, it would have been the bar chords.
Yeah.
Bar chords are so hard. When I was first learning, I was like, this is impossible. Like, how can I hold all of these down and press all of these? Like, I was like, my thumbs were hurting. I was like, bro, I can't play this for longer than like 10 seconds. Right. But you just get used to it. You literally just got to stick to it. And you get really used to it. And your hands also build up like calluses and all that. It's really just sticking to it.
Yeah, I feel like the hardest thing is your pinky, like reaching out to that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the pinky stretch is like, nah, man, that's impossible. And I have small hands, so it was even harder, man. Like, I had to get like a smaller guitar.
Have you ever listened to Santana? I forgot what's his name. He's a Hispanic guitarist. He's pretty fire.
No, I can't say I have.
He's fire. I'll send
put
you
me
some.
on. Put me on.
My dad put me on, bro. Like his guitar is super fire. But who do you like look up to now? Like
just musically.
Yeah.
Musically right now, I feel like I'm not looking up to anyone specifically right now. I feel like there's so much good music out there right now. I'm more looking up to like the sounds that I'm hearing, like these like beautiful guitar progressions that I'm hearing in some of these songs, rather than like people. And I feel like that's kind of the move right now. It's like kind of be like that, because you just grab so much more inspiration. You know, when you're focused on one artist, looking up to one artist, like, all right, they dropped this, now let me wait 3 more weeks for them to drop one more thing. When like instead you can just pull and like see all these other artists and see the crazy music they're making from all these genres. It's like you can pull so much inspiration from it.
Other than music, where else do you like try to look for inspiration?
Everyday life. Seriously. Something as simple as like me walking and like a lady compliments, or like I see someone really beautiful and I just don't want to say it and I'm nervous about it. Bam, I go home like the one that got away. Bam, I get started on it, right? Like the one that I didn't say nothing to, right? Like something like that. It's really just everyday life. And also stories I hear from my friends and family.
That's what's up. Are you into like any like movies at all, or what else besides like music? Obviously, once you get like higher up, like you have more like whether it be more income to do more things. Like what would you do?
I definitely want to get into the fashion industry a bit. Oh, yeah. I mean, I love fashion. In LA, they have this thing called the Trade Post. It's every Sunday, and me and the homies just be going there and just looking for new like
thrifts.
It's not even like they got thrifts.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of up and coming designers like that are doing their own stuff. That's where I got this.
That's far.
Sell their stuff, right? So I like going there and just like seeing what's going on, and I it's like crazy. Some of these kids are coming up with the most crazy designs. I would definitely start a clothing business. I think I would start with pants. I rock with pants. Like pants for me is like the fitment needs to be right. Like if they're baggy, if they're skinny, if they're like wide at the end, like bro, I would be creating with like craziest pants, bro.
That's why, bro.
So
Like growing up, obviously my mom would like shop for me and shit, and I would wear like those bootcut jeans, like so bad. And
yo, the bootcut jeans are hard though.
now
Yeah, now they're coming
are.
back,
If-
right?
Yeah.
I used to get clowned on in middle school, like,
Yeah,
what you wearing? And now I'm rocking it. They're like, oh, that's hard. I'm like,
right.
y'all was sleeping on this when I was 12.
Right.
feel
Same.
me?
Yeah. Same thing with like dad shoes, bro. They come back. I mean,
Literally, yo, it's
Yeezy.
crazy, bro. The Air Monarchs, you remember those? The dad shoes?
I think so. I just gotta. I've seen them. But probably the name's not coming to mind, but
Everyone used to clown them, and I used to clown them, but now I'll be looking at them like, yo, I could throw these on with this fit, and it would go hard, right?
oh yeah, yeah. Especially, I mean, Kanye's going crazy. Like what he did with the Easy and New Balance, I fuck with a lot. Like,
Mhm.
but yeah, everyone's going crazy with. It's crazy how trends come back and whatnot.
It all rotates, but people kind of still make their way of it. They still add their spice to it.
Right. So, do you like look up to any fashion designers at all, or just
Not really. I'm more so just like moved by the pieces that people make. One thing I really like about my homie, his name is Thanks Jeremiah. He's been doing some like crazy like prints on like hoodies and stuff that it just like turns the hoodie from like a 3 to like a 10. And he's been going nuts with this stuff. I think Thanks Jeremiah is like someone I would definitely like look up to for sure. That's the homie.
That's
He's
fine.
tough.
You gotta show me some of his stuff, bro.
I got you, I
fuck
got
with
you.
fashion a lot, but yeah, I like it a lot, bro. What's crazy is also extraordinary. I think you shot with Brian Del Mato, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, what's crazy is I think even before I knew who you were, like I would learn like off his tutorials, like for video editing and shit.
Really?
And then I seen your he had the challenge, right, for the
Mhm.
video.
Yep.
That's crazy how it comes like full circle, like that we're here now. And
Yeah, no, that's why Brian's a super cool guy.
yeah.
Super, super cool guy. That whole video was so fun. We literally shot that. We came together and were just like, yo, let's shoot tonight. Like randomly. Just went out to like random car garage rooftops. We went to like downtown, just like in the middle of the street, just shot in like random places. And he was like, the people on my channel can make this go crazy. Like they're all my subscribers are hard. So I was like, bet, handed it out, went on the live stream and reviewed them. And man, some of these videos I was like blown away because they were on a time crunch. Some of these people, they put in the description like, oh, sorry, I only had 3 days to work on this. And it was stupid. I was like, whoa, 3 days. Like,
yeah. No, yeah, I've been learning. I mean, especially like my videography is not where I want it to be, so I'm always like learning, and
Mhm.
I've learned some stuff from him and other like creators online. But yeah, one day I like hope to like get to where my videography is like more cinematic and whatnot, and hopefully eventually do like short films and whatnot.
Mhm.
But yeah, do you feel like personally you've found like your sound artistically, or you're still like working at
I
that?
feel like, every artist is still like, working to get better. In terms of sound, I feel like I found it. I
Yeah.
feel like with these next songs, these next few singles I'm going to drop, I feel like the sound is there, and I feel like it maintains through each drop, and it's you can hear it.
Yeah, so what else can you tell us about like your new sound? I mean, we've heard Bad Habits, so it's kind of like alternative.
Yeah, very alternative, very a lot more live instrumentation, and a lot more song like writing, less like how can I say it? Less watered down stuff. I feel like I'm diving down into my emotional like chamber and picking out like some real like heavy stuff to put out there. Stuff that people are like, whoa, like he was speaking some like shit on this. You feel me?
Oh yeah, shit, I'm excited. So that video that you had shot was for one of the songs.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. And then
It's gonna
You
be
said soon, right?
crazy. Super soon. That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
I can say. Super soon.
you just plan on dropping like singles, or do you have like a project eventually?
There might be a project in the works. There might be a little something in the works. You'll just have to find out.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
have to find out. Just keep watch on this next one. I'm telling you.
What would you define your definition of happiness, and do you think you're at it right now?
I feel like I'm the most happy I've ever been. And I feel like it's because I have that love for myself. And I feel like you gotta have that love for yourself, Because otherwise it's like I feel like it all starts that way. Like even if it comes to like relationships with like friends, family, everything, and just like feeling like you matter in this world. You got to matter to yourself first, and I feel like that's key to it. That's key to my happiness is like knowing that I matter.
Would you say that's part of like would you define that as success also, or what else would you?
100%. I think success is really what you just feel accomplished like doing. Like I mean, even if I was making not an enormous amount of money from music, but I was making enough money to pay my bills, and live a comfortable life. That's all that matters to me because I'm doing something I enjoy doing.
Right.
And I feel like I've made it to myself already. You know, my music's paying my bills, and I'm super grateful for that. And I feel like at the simplest form, that's success.
That's awesome. When was like the first time that you were like I'm there, like I'm like I quote unquote like made it, or at least or for like a first accolade in your eyes?
Probably getting on Worldstar.
I seen that
I
with
mean, I used to watch everything on there, so I
Yeah.
was like, "Whoa!" Seeing my name in there, I was like, "Wait, is this real?" Clicking the description button to make sure it goes down. All right, I'm like, "Yo, this is crazy." That was like the first time where I was like, "Whoa, it's getting serious. Like it's getting real serious."
That's far. Yeah, I seen you had multiple ones on Worldstar, right? One
Yeah,
with
Summer Nights, and then the one with C. Honcho. Yep.
that's far. And then yeah, I seen you're also on Solo Cello's one of his old projects, right?
It's the homie.
I've
That's my
seen that.
brother.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I've also been to one of his video shoots with to help out a little bit, but
Ooh, really?
yeah. So I mean, hopefully I'll have him on soon, but
Oh, yeah. Y'all gotta make that happen.
that'd be fire. But yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy how I mean both of you have came up. Like it's amazing to see.
Well, yeah. I mean, me and him were working together like damn near every day. We used to help out at this publishing company, and at end of night, they would kind of just let us record in this like room till whenever we wanted, and had a crazy view of the city. And we would just lock in there like every day, every night, going home when the sun comes up, just locking in on these new sounds, on these new songs, and just like talking about life. Yeah, that's the brother.
That's what's up. Out of Chicago, who else were you like listening to like growing up?
Man, a lot of Chief Keef.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's so funny because like you wouldn't see that in my music, right? But a lot of Chief Keef. Like growing up, I was like, "What is this?" Because I was in 7th grade, I think, like just chilling in like my friend's basement, parents upstairs cooking dinner.
Yeah.
And we're like got like Chief Keef playing on the
Right.
TV downstairs, like turn it down, turn it down. Like if they come down, they're gonna be like, "What are y'all listening to?" But nah, Chief Keef for sure. Like that was like I was like, "Whoa, like who is this?"
Right. Yeah, no, he's paved the way like from Chicago, bro. I think he's still banned like from performing it, right? Or you know,
I think I heard that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
something like that. I mean, I wish he would still
City
be
would
able.
go stupid if he came. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that shit's crazy. Yeah, I would listen to Lil Durk too, and then King Louis. It's funny because I think King Louis had moved back to the suburbs for a period of time,
Mm.
so I would like see him at my gym or at
No way.
at my job.
That's crazy.
But I never went up to him just because I didn't want to be that guy and like bother him. But I look because I could tell like I'm sure like celebrities feel that way, like they feel like bothered sometimes or whatnot. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, what else besides music in the future? Do you have planned? Or
I got a lot planned. Besides music, I'm trying to get some shows together with a lot of. I'm trying to push like a type of event that's reoccurring, kind of like a show, but out in LA for a lot of independent artists and like smaller artists to get up on and like help promote themselves. I'm trying to like push a wave of that out there. It's gonna be coming together soon, and we're gonna be hitting up a lot of smaller artists, people that just are looking for the opportunity to get their music out there. I really want to kind of do my best to help because I know how it feels. You know, I'm still there. I'm still trying to find that help at times. So I know how it feels to someone who's like, just starting.
do you feel like there's any like local stages that like help you out or help artists out a lot over there, or not really?
In Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something dope for the people. Super, super, super dope. Like, they host these open mics every Wednesday and like I think sometimes on Saturdays, and so many people pull up, like lines out the door. Some people get there at like 5 in the morning and wait, because if you wait there, if you're the first person in the line, you don't have to pay $10 and you get like a slot for sure, because you pay $10 and you get 2 tickets,
Yeah.
or like 3 tickets, and you write your name. They draw from the hat and you just go up there, so you don't even know if you're gonna get pulled up.
Oh,
So it's really dope though, because a lot of people come out, and a lot of artists that don't get to perform hardly ever get to perform, and if their music is crazy, there's someone in that crowd looking.
that's fire. What's your relationship with like labels been like? Have any reached out or?
Yeah, a few, but right now I think I'm trying to grow as much as I can independently, to the point where I have as much leverage as I can, right? And at the same time, I almost feel like independent is kind of the route to go. I've been seeing a lot of my friends do some crazy stuff independently. Cello is one of them. Cello has been going stupid independently. I feel like that's kind of the wave that music is at right now.
Yeah.
A lot of these like band lab kids coming up from TikTok, all independent, and I rock with that so heavy, man. I rock with that so heavy,
Yeah.
because no one's gonna take advantage of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, labels take so much out of you already, and like I mean, you even see like Spotify and like Apple Music, they barely even pay like artists at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Artists are getting taken advantage of all the time, but it's nothing new.
what advice would you give to like an upcoming artist? Some things that you learned like coming up.
I just have two words of advice. Very simple. It goes back to one: focusing on the music. Seriously, I can't stress it enough. Focus on the music, because you're gonna go light years ahead of the competition, focusing on your lane and your craft, and not focusing on like who's posting what, or how do I do this and how do I do this. Just focus on the music. And the second thing I would have to say is take everything with a grain of salt. Take everything with a grain of salt. You'll save yourself the pain. Save yourself the pain. A lot of people make a lot of promises out here, especially in the music industry. It's cool, right? Like someone could say, hey man, I got this opportunity for you, but like don't like, don't just take it with a grain of salt. Literally, just take it with a grain of salt. Life will be a lot better that way. And the less you expect, the better like it is when something crazy happens.
So how did you come up with the name Dryboy?
So this is really funny, because everyone expects like a crazy story. Like, oh yes, he was probably getting no bitches in high school. He was dry as hell. Like blah blah blah. Nah, it's really. After I made my first song, Lost, I was sitting on my friend's bed with my laptop, and I'm just like thinking, like man, like what do I feel right now? And I was like, I feel young. Like I feel like young, and I always want to feel young. So originally I was gonna call myself Boy, because I was like, you could be eternally young. You know, you could look old, but you still got that, young version of you inside you. But I had a Super Dry bag on, the brand Super Dry, and I was just like, let's put dry in front of it. Literally, let's put dry in front of it. And now I think about it phonetically, and it sounds a lot better that way when I'm just like, oh, well, I think about it phonetically, because it does sound kind of cool, right? Dryboy. It sounds raw, bro. What? Literally rolls right off the tongue phonetically.
I could.
It's fire.
Is there anyone called the Sad Boy yet, or no? I could see that. Like,
maybe there might be a sad boy out there. There's a
Probably.
lot of boys,
right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but other than Dryboy, what else? Did you have any other names coming up, or not really?
Yeah, it's actually funny you asked that. So me and Cello originally were going to. We were talking about starting a little group. Like this was like last year, not even like almost like 2 years ago. We were like, oh, let's call ourselves Genre, because the music we were making was crazy. It was like we would make like a crazy pop record, then we'd make like a crazy trap record, and then we'd make like a crazy reggaeton record. And we were like, yo, if we came together, we would call ourselves Genre, because like there is no genre we couldn't do.
You think that's why you made the song No Genre?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, literally. That's literally
fire.
how that came about. I was like, can't compete with me. I got no genre. It's facts.
Oh yeah, because you've done you've done like quote unquote emo rap, reggaeton, alternative, shit, everything, bro.
Literally. I even got some lyrical stuff I haven't even released yet.
Yeah, I did see. You listen to Logic, right? Or you?
Oh, I
And
used to
then
love Logic. I used to love Logic. Well, I still love Logic. I used to listen to him a lot. I should say that. And same with Joey Badass. All the time we listen to Joey Badass and watch like all the pro era ciphers. I love the pro era ciphers. Like those were so tough. And like I remember, I even used to listen to like Hobson.
yeah, that's good.
Hobson was like crazy, like the ill mind of Hobsons. I used to like sit on YouTube watching. I was like, "What, bro? Snapping."
That's
Yeah,
fire. Yeah, I wish Logic would have kept on with his like Young Sinatra vibes. I mean, I don't blame him. I guess with whatever like whatever his record deal went, but he went like mainstream like real quick. I
yeah.
don't blame him, but I wish, because I thought he was for sure gonna be like one of the top 5 rappers of all time with like how lyrically he
I
was.
mean, he's tough. You know, we still can't take that away from him.
Yeah,
You know,
of
that music
course.
still exists. It's hard. Right?
Yeah,
He still has that in him.
he did like re-release the songs like on streaming platforms, but yeah, he said like he still does that, but he does like more mainstream stuff and whatnot. But yeah, that was the Dryboy interview. Slash third eye views. Make sure to go check out his music, and yeah, stay tuned for what he has coming up next.